Welcome to the channel. In today's video you're going to be seeing all the sites where the Jolly Boys outing was filmed in Margate. You're going to get the singing dustman, Mr. Tony Angelino, and we're going to hear all the stories, pictures of all the places that basically the film was made. So stick around and hopefully enjoy the watch. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Today, big one today. I'm going on a trip with my friend Mark and we're going to Margate for the Only Fools and Horses Jolly Boys outing. Yes, those that don't know, I'm a massive Only Fools and Horses fan. Look. Your little model, Del Boy. Okay, so what we're basically doing today, we're travelling down to Margate today. The actual tour is tomorrow. We're going on a coach. We're going around all the sites where all the filming was done for the Jolly Boys outing. We've got a member of the cast on the coach. We've got quizzes, fun, and basically fish and chip supper. And of course, tomorrow afternoon, we're going on the fairgrounds in Dreamland. So that's my weekend, which I'm going to hopefully take you with me. We're going to hopefully do it. Hopefully they'll allow filming. I think that, well, we're okay for the outside, but there might be scenes on the coach they're not too comfortable with. But we'll check that. If we can, I'll gladly do some filming because I'm looking forward to this one. So there we are. I'm just on my way to pick up Mark. I'm picking him up and we'll see you shortly. Right, we're currently on the M1. Mark's trying to get out of camera there, look. Mark's just claims that he's seen a celebrity outside charging his car up. Who was it, Mark?
Alex Brooker.
Alex Brooker, whoever knows, no idea who it is. But anyway, can't take a picture of him because he's gone in to the service station. So there we are, we're on our way to Margate. So as to any celebrity you want to see while we're there, who's going to be on the coach? It's not Del Boy.
Rodney.
Rodney would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Mark's pretty much met all the cast. We've gone to, how many conventions have you been on? 20 conventions. So he's like, this man here is going to help us win the quiz tomorrow, because there's a quiz on the coach, and if he fails miserably, you know the consequences, don't you?
Oh yeah.
So there we are. So we're sort of on the M1. We've got quite a bit to go yet. So he's chosen the campsite. So Mark's booked all the campsites. So if it's no good, it won't be my fault. So we'll catch you later. So here we are at Queck Holiday Park it's just outside Margate. It's about 5 mile outside Margate. We're going to park here. And beautiful little site, to be honest. It's very clean, very tidy. It's got nice facilities. Not many people here, surprisingly enough. But it only holds about 8 or 9 vans, so we were quite lucky to get hold of this. And as you can see there, it's very clean, very tidy. Nice little plant pot there, the way they've put some plants. So we're going to obviously go to Margate tomorrow. We've arrived here, as we say, at tea time. We're going to have some tea tonight. On to Margate tomorrow to, of course, the big day. I'm still excited, really. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. I so can't wait. The plan of action is the campsites are going to let us keep the van here all day tomorrow. Excuse me. So from a security point of view, it's great because what will happen is in the morning we'll get an Uber from here to Margate, which is, as I say, probably a 10-minute drive in the Uber. Spend the day in Margate at the Jolly Boys thing, and then come back here, and we'll probably get back here about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and then we'll just make it up as we go along. The night will go on, and we'll probably start making our way home. Obviously, probably go across the Dartford Tunnel and the M25, and then we'll take it from there. We might stay over halfway, or we might get home. Who knows? So dead excited, really looking forward to tomorrow. So Chinese meal for us tonight. So we've just arrived at Margate. We're just having a little walk around. We're about an hour before the coach arrives. So we thought we'd just get here a little bit early and have a little look around. There's Dreamland, of course. Mark, as keen as he is, he's taken about 5,000 pictures already, and we haven't even started the day, so his memory of his camera is going to be a bit full by the end of the day. But yeah, it's a nice pleasant day. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's reasonably quiet at the moment. It's obviously only about 9 o'clock, so there's a Wetherspoons just further down, so I'm probably going to get a bacon sandwich and a coffee, and see what Mark's going to get. So yeah, really excited, looking forward to it. We're just killing a little bit of time. We're one of those people that would rather be an hour early than 10 minutes late. Well, there's the coach, and we're ready to go. Mark excited, as am I, of course, to be fair, because I have no expectations. I have no idea what's going to happen really throughout the day. This is, as I say, this is the first time I've been to something like this, but oh, that's clever. The Percy's Transport, which of course was on the side of the original coach. Well, looks a nice coach. Mercedes as well, so looks good. A few people here slightly before us. They look like they're sort of involved in it. There we are. There's the Jolly Boys stuff on the side. Sold out. Hey. Oh yes, remember that. All the nice bunting inside the coach as well. I think we're going to have a great day, you know. So there we are. That's what we're doing today. The Jolly Boys outing. Oh, brilliant.
Got a great goodie bag, which I'll show you the contents a bit later, but we're on the way to our first location.
Now, the first stop we had was the Halfway House pub, of course, where they stopped to have a drink, and we're just walking across. I started the filming here because that dual carriageway wasn't there when they filmed the series. That was a single track road, and on the left hand side where all the bushes are, they built like scaffolding to do the filming. It was a single track road, and currently it's made into houses. Now obviously what the organisers did, they approached them and said, look, we're bringing some people, is it okay to come and film? And they obviously agreed, because obviously they didn't want to get on anybody's nerves. So yeah, that's the Halfway House as it was. Now it's flats, or somebody's house. I don't know whether it's one big house or possibly two or three maybe, but yeah, it's weird how it invokes memories. That bridge that you can see in the left hand side there, that wasn't there many years ago, so that's all been added on. So yeah, as we go, we're not going to encroach onto their private land. Obviously they actually own this grass area that was stood on, even though it looks like a grass verge from the outside, but yeah, they have allowed us and given us permission. So that was the actual pub that was used in the series, the Halfway House. Now this is the police station where they went to pick up Rodney. It's not a police station anymore, but you can see from the lamp outside they've sort of kept the sort of look of it. It's now a head office for a brewery. So there we are, and of course that's where the coach exactly parked to pick up Rodney, and with the football. And there, of course, is the offending football that hit the policeman.
I was alright for a while. I could smile for a while. But when I saw you last night, you held my hand so tight as you stopped to say hello. And though you wished me well, you couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you, and you said so long, left me standing all alone and crying, 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 crying. It's hard
She's bloody good, isn't she, Rodney, eh? How's me?
The touch of your hand can start me crying.
I thought that I was over you. Tell me now, what can I do? I love you even more than I did before. But darling, what can I do? You don't love me, and now I'll always be crying over you, crying over you, and now you're gone, and from this moment on, I'll be crying, 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 crying,
Of course, the singing dustman, Tony Angelino.
5 minutes each and then we'll be off. Thank you.
Oh, bless him. Nice and easy. I think we've got, have you got a pen, Philip? Or?
I have.
Bless you. One's for Mark and one's for myself, Kevin. Philip did a lovely talk a bit earlier on explaining the things about his career. So I've only got one question, Philip, really. I mean, it's a sort of an obvious answer for you. You must get sick of being asked to sing that song, surely, over the years.
Well, actually, funny enough, it's only in the last 2 or 3 years that it's become a thing. I think it's probably because of the advent of social media.
Of course,
Because before that, no one particularly wanted to hear me sing. So But if people can sort of, if people say, look, I was there and I got it. It's sort of part of their story.
Because I think if you ask not just Only Fools fans, if you asked everybody to name their top 3, 4 scenes, that's got to be in there. Most of them are going to say that's the chandelier and the bar. I knew it's just.
Well,
I would say.
I'm flattered to be in such company.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Well, I mean, you must feel very proud that you've done what you've done. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, it's lovely to be part of the institution. It's sort of become an institution, but it's also a bit like a sort of family. I did the convention last week in Milton Keynes, and it does really feel like a sort of like a family. And of course, it's getting passed from generation to generation. Which is extraordinary, really.
Well,
Do you think the popularity in the conventions is growing?
I think it is. I think it's partly because so so many more people are actually a part of it because they feel part of it. People are growing up with it. I was talking to Mike Stevens, who played Alan Perkins, and he was saying he was talking to someone at the convention, and he said, "How old are you?" And he said, "Oh, I'm such and such an age." He said, "Well, you must have been a baby when my episode came out." And he said, "Yeah, and I grew up watching it. And now I've brought my son along, to meet you as well." And so it goes on.
But
goodness knows how.
I think even now when it's replayed, and obviously it's replayed hundreds of times, even then now when it's close to that scene, even if you think I've watched it enough, you've got to hang on to watch that scene. It's just surreal. But anyway.
Well, I think what it all comes down to is just the writing, just what a writer John Sutton.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the fact that you know what's coming, but you still...
You can't keep away,
And it's partly also because you know it's coming, that it adds to the enjoyment of it.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like I've seen that show, so,
Yeah, you must feel very proud that you're part of such a...
Well, I feel privileged to be part of it.
Because you wouldn't have imagined when you recorded that series or wherever, you wouldn't have imagined that 40 years later it's still as it is now. 35. Well,
no, you're quite right.
Well, you can see. You see. Look at the likeness.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the likeness.
It's changed a bit.
I've changed a bit.
Well, yeah. Anyway, shall I sign this?
Yes, please, if you don't mind, Phil. To Kevin, please. May I ask you to sign my book as well?
Of course.
So there we are. Philip Hope, of course. Tony Angelino, the singing dustman. So we just finished our fish and chips, and we've been with what was his name again? What was his real name?
Philip Pope.
Philip Pope, that's it. And when we finished talking to him, I said, "Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you, Tony." Of course, that was his stage name. So, so we got a nice picture with him and got some nice singing. So now we're just going along to the beach, and there's a couple of characters there, isn't there? Seafood. Mark with his dolphin. What are you even going to ask? That's that boy George. So there we are. We're not going to reenact the walking into the sea, paddling. So it's actually a pleasant day as well. And Mark's just pointed out when we came out of there, take away the seafront, just on the side there's some nice quirky little shops to go and have a nose round, which I'm not sure whether we'll get a chance to. That particular shop down there on the right got some lovely stuff, but unfortunately we haven't got time. We're going down to do this rest of this, so to speak. So yeah, see you shortly.
Beach stuff. We'll come out here. We'll come around here.
That's right. Well, this pavilion was demolished in the early 90s, but that building there is that building there.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can see it.
And what we got here? This is where we are. So there's the clock tower just there. There's the clock tower just there. And that big wheel's a much smaller, less bigger wheel. What's the correct term?
Smaller wheel.
Smaller wheel. That's good. And we are. Well, we're about here.
Yeah, we're a bit further along. But it's a walk, so we're going to go down there and go down the harbour arm. So you get the gist anyway. Sandy sand, right? You can go on the sand if you want to. You can run into the sea with your shoes and socks off if you want to. Somebody did yesterday, didn't they? I think somebody did.
Someone did.
Yeah. Come on, you got to be yesterday. No?
Well, it's a Sunday,
honestly,
you know.
We'll follow the leader.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. So one of the things about the running into the sea thing, which they all did, and David, Jason sort of turned around and decided not to, It's another health and safety thing really, because health and safety wasn't really a thing in the late 80s. I mean, it was just sort of beginning to take shape because there'd been an accident, I think by then, probably, or soon after then, on the breakfast show when somebody who was a participant died coming off the crane just before the show went live.
Did a bunch, I think.
Yeah, and they think he unhooked himself. It wasn't checked or something happened. And at that point, the BBC decided to think seriously about health and safety. But at the time, you know, it's not something we really paid much attention to, I'm honest. Although, for this bit, I was starting to think about health and safety, certainly. And I knew they were running into the sea. And I just thought to myself, well, what if there's a little glass in there or something? Because it's not so much from a purely selfish point of view. The injury's bad enough, but what's it going to do to my schedule? If suddenly somebody can't work for a week or, you know, has an injury. So, from a purely selfish point of view, I thought I'd better go and have a look. So I went down there, took my shoes and socks off and wandered in and had a look underneath. Just didn't get far, but I did have a check just to see if there was any glass or anything that could be dangerous before they did that run in. I don't think David and the gang ever saw me doing it, so I never get any credit for that. He just thinks, oh, they just let it run in the water, but we did. And I'll tell you a story about the big wheel shortly when we go down to the harbour arms. That's quite a relevant story to that bit. But really, we just took a bit of the beach and carried on. I mean, we didn't close the beach.
Oh, really? Is that the general public there as well?
They were, but most of the people you see are under our control. But there are people in the back of the shop who would be sorry to get in the way.
What time of year did you film this?
What time of year did we film this, Mike?
It was May, so it's roughly this time, 1989.
Yeah, but not that many. I mean, it was more or less like that. If it was a sunnier day, it was a nicer day than this.
The trouble is today, if that happened today, there'd be so much social media, it'd be Thursday if it turned up.
That's the thing. I mean, we did have some security people there, and I know that because there's a guy in one of these pictures, not that one. What's any other picture, right?
Not with the snow. They're all in the programme, perhaps. These are the ones for.
There is a guy on one of these pictures with a T-shirt on that says "ShowSec" on the back, which stands for Show Security. So we obviously had thought about bringing some security just to keep the public at bay. But it was done in a very sort of light way. Of course, there weren't anybody filming or anything like that because nobody had camera phones, nobody had phones at all. So
this is being demolished. This we were talking about earlier. This pavilion used to be over there, but that building there is just you just see it. It's at the top of the cliff, I suppose. Yeah, just there. So it's all the same stuff down there. So that's where the guys were all filming.
And it was a very nice day. I mean, it's a bit overcast, I think, but there are shadows. You can see the shadows, so there was some sun there.
So what was it like? It must have been herding
cats.
Herding cats.
I think that's part of the reason of having the security guys was to help me to collect things together and make sure they don't wander off. And just be in the right place when we want to shoot something. It's quite difficult.
Back down that way.
So you can see in that photo there weren't any railings. Well, it wasn't used for that purpose. It was a working harbour at the time, and there were nets and all this stuff was real. That upturned boat was there, the nets were there, the lobster pots and all that stuff. None of this.
General public went letting in spill, I suppose.
Yeah, we could come here. The general public could. They just didn't want to. There's nothing to see. It's just like coming up here and it wasn't a working kind of social environment like it is now. It was a proper working fishing environment.
It's that view there. Before the Turner Centre.
Yeah.
It was in more or less the same place. I can't remember which day we were filming this, but that big wheel wasn't going round. In fact, I think the whole park was closed. And of course it was right in the back of shop. And we were trying to give the impression of a busy environment with lots of people around. And Tony was quite insistent that big wheel should be going round. Now, Nowadays, you'd sort of do it digitally, wouldn't you? Just sort of paint it in or something, or turn it like that. Couldn't do any of that. All I could do was send one of my assistants around with a walkie-talkie and say, see if you can get that wheel going. So she went all the way down there, 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 all the way down to Dreamland, on foot, into Dreamland, tried to knock up somebody there, found the caretaker or something, found somebody with a key to the ride, found somebody who would turn it on, because they knew we were here because we'd already filmed in there by then. And all of a sudden it was going round. So if you watch that scene, nobody would ever have noticed this before, but that wheel is going round in that scene, and it makes it quite a difference if you, even though you're subliminally noting it, it does make a difference because it does make it look like it's for real. But it would have looked a bit dead if it wasn't going around. Yeah, so that was that. But it is.
So very shortly we're going to Dreamland. We've just done the end of the pier shot where obviously Del Boy and Rodney were having their sort of private chats, if you like. Honestly, it's been absolutely fantastic today, it really has. Some of the stories, unfortunately I couldn't get them on film. A lot of the stories about the shoot he was doing on the coach, and he'd start the story and of course the camera wasn't switched on, etc, etc. But you've got the drift of what's been happening. We've been through all the sort of various places where they've done all the filming, and yeah, it's been absolutely great. I must admit, it's much better than what I expected. Even the fish and chips was quite decent as well. So yeah, so in a minute we're going to Dreamland, film a bit there, and then it'll be back to Margate station, and then back to the motorhome and start our journey home. We're on the way now to the car park where the coach blew up, and let's just hope this one doesn't. And where we're walking now is up to the bed and breakfasts which they stayed at during the show. The first one of course was full, they filmed, which we're walking to now. The Villa Bella unfortunately has been knocked down now, but they're going to show us where it was. So there we are, number 32. That's the first one. And of course that was full. Of course, Del Boy pinched some food, didn't he? Off Denzel, I think it was, wasn't it? Of course, he brought up his disease. So on the board over there, if I can get over there, I'll get behind these people here. The picture he's holding up. So there we are.
That's weekend place, and now it's going to be the Munsters weekend place. That's where they made it look really run down. In the programme, the art department, we've dug out some lovely old photos of how the sets look like during the day, and they're worth checking out. This is it, this is Baker's. This is Baker's guest house. So you're welcome to place if you want to place of yourself next to it.
So again, we didn't go.
So that's that no entry sign is still in the same place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, I think it's different. They've changed. They've updated the sign, but it's in the same position. That's where the Villa Bella was. And that lightning effect.
No, explain.
You hold that, so mate. I'll just show you.
Now the Dreamland bit, we got to the place where Dreamland is, and there wasn't a great deal there, to be fair, and I've got to be honest, I fell asleep on the coach because we had a long journey, but I didn't miss much. There's a picture there, obviously, of it was, but most of the rides are pretty much defunct anyway. So that was the tour. It was absolutely enthralling. If you're thinking of going, make sure you do.
Right, that's the end. That was the most amazing day ever. Well worth the 6 hours trip there, 6 hours trip back, but we did it. And I must admit, I'd do it all again. I just thought I'd show you some of the accessories we got given with us. Now, if you decided to go on the tour, if you booked the tour, this is what you'd get. You would get Jolly Boys out in bag, nice little cloth bag there, and of course that's the replica of the poster which used to go on the outer side of the bus. Only Fools and Horses cufflinks. There we are. Obviously you've got to have the Only Fools and Horses socks. Everybody had something Only Fools and Horses on them anyway, including myself. I had the socks, there was hats, t-shirts, some people had trousers, the lot. You get a mug, Del Boy, and a coaster with Grandad on as well. That come part of your goodie pack. That's nice, a nice little metal magnetic, so if you can stick that on the fridge or something. Obviously the car. That's the actual ticket to go into the Frank's nightclub, of course, to see the great Raimondo and Raquel. That's a copy. That's a metal plate. That's the copy of the post that was on the outside of the bus, and of course, book your tours here. And well, I haven't blown it up yet, but of course, dolphin. You got yesterday. Do you know what? We were going along the beach, and obviously there was probably I'd say about 30 of us on the tour, and everybody's walking along in a group following the organisers, and most people are carrying these dolphins, and people must have been walking past and thinking, what's going on there? But as we were driving in the coach along Margate and throughout, because of all the Jolly Boys memorabilia all over the coach, people were, as we were going past people, or if we were stopped at traffic lights, people were actually smiling, because they sort of straight away they knew exactly what it meant, Jolly Boys outing. I purchased this one. This was a book written by Jim Sullivan and Mike Jones. Now Mike was on the tour, on the bus with us. It's had some wonderful stories, and that's the complete story of Only Fools and Horses, signed by Mike. Adrian Pegg is another one. He was the manager, if you like, of the program of this particular Jolly Boys outing, and Mike had some great stories, because he was the one that used to go round looking for venues to do stuff. He had to make everything work, basically, and I think it's only when you're talking to him and listening to his stories of the things they had to overcome, etc., etc., that you realise just how much work goes into the making of this stuff. We had the great pleasure, of course, Philip Pope, who plays, of course, Tony Angelino. Of course, you've got to give him he's got to sign the poster for us, hasn't he? There's also we had a Only Fools and Horses quiz on the coach, where there's a good prize for the winner, and also part of the pack was you could make your own bus there. The old remember the comics? I know. The girl comics years ago, was it Jackie or Bunty or whatever? They used to have the cut-out things. You know, they used to have the cut-out clothes for the cardboard things. Cardboard. If you could be bothered making that, I won't, obviously. But you never know. One day, you can make the coach. And this is a great one. This is a book all about the Jolly Boys outing in Margate, with all full story pictures, and I think that's going to be special, because obviously a lot of the time we can associate the pictures to where we were. It's a great idea to have cardboard pictures, so when we were standing out certain places, for example the pub, which as you saw is now a house, it was great to have a picture of it as it was a pub, so you can sort of put the two together, if you like. So that's it. That's our tour over. We've like going home now, basically. So it's been an absolute brilliant experience with Mark. Doesn't like being on camera, Mark. He's very shy. Yeah, so I would definitely do it again. There's only about 6 tours this year, and that's it. There won't be any more. This was just something they put together. They thought they'd do it for the fans, and there's some great surprises on the bus as well. So many stories I couldn't film because, again, you're going along on the coach, and all of us just pick up the microphone, starts a story, and before you'd realised, by the time he got the camera out, he was halfway through the story. So I missed a lot of that, but it's up here. It's up here. So guys, thank you so much if you've watched this one. If you're an Only Fools and Horses fan, or if you're just a fan of just, you know, good little memorabilia tour, it's for you. So until the next time, ciao baby.